going on, guys? Welcome back to another bag hunt. Today we're going to be doing some quarters. I haven't done a quarter bag in a while. I've kind of been sticking to the rolls lately, so I'm happy to get back to it. Looking forward to making some finds in here. I'm really hoping I can get on some West Points, hopefully a silver. You never know what's going to come out of these bags. I might even be able to find a crown error. Something cool hopefully will show up here. So we're going to cut into this bag here. I'll get my handy scissors here, and we will begin the hunt. I will bring you guys in for any finds. Hopefully there's some good ones coming up soon. Just wanted to give a little update for everyone here. We do have a few finds that I have already made, and I just found a pretty decent one that I want to show under the microscope, so I figured I'd show everything else I've found so far. We've got a 2015 Homestead here with a couple die chips on the roof. Usually this would be called snow on the roof, and you can see one right here. But we've also got a floating die chip right here. Sometimes those will show up on the 2015 P Homestead quarters. We've also got a couple finds down here that I thought were worth showing. So this one's going to be a 2021 P crossing the Delaware, and it does have a die chip. This one's a little closer to the front of the hat though, so more like the start of a crown die chip. We've also got a Drilling George here, 2022 P Wilma Mankiller. That's one of the more common ones for those die chips. And we're also going to have another die chip on this 2021 P crossing the Delaware. This is a bird's nest die chip near the back of the hat. I'm also pulling aside all of the Maya Angelou quarters to scope these for the DDR. The doubled earring, those are pretty valuable, so I will go through those at the end of the video. Hopefully I'm able to find one there. And I've got one more find that I wanted to show under the scope. This is the best find so far. So we've got another Homestead quarter here, and this one's got some better snow on the roof. You can see 3 die chips on the roof, one on the left side, a floating one there on the right side, and one on the corner like that last one. And if we look down here, we are also going to have that leaky bucket. So we've got a die chip below the bucket right here, and that's one of the more desirable ones to find on this 2015 Homestead. So it's tough to find them with both the leaky bucket and the snow on the roof, so it's cool to have one with both. And it is tougher to find with the leaky bucket. That is a harder one to find than snow on the roof usually, so pretty happy with that. That's a nice find. So let's keep at it. Hopefully we can get some West Point silver, something else cool, but I'll take these errors all day. That was one of the worst bags I've ever had, guys. It's done with. We had some mediocre finds, the best of which is a minor leaky bucket. But man, that was an awful bag. I can't believe we did so bad. I think that could have been searched by the one guy in my area that's been swapping out his searched bags for, you know, bags that fill up from the coin machine. So I may have gotten his dumps here. He may have just overlooked these minor errors, but that's really unfortunate. I think I'm going to get back out though. I'm not going to give up. I am going to go for another bag. Potentially, maybe I'll go for, you know, rolls. We'll see. But I don't think this is good enough for a video for sure. So we're going to keep at it. Hopefully I'm back with some better finds. I'm back with another bag of quarters today. I'm hoping this one is a little bit better than the other bag I went through. The other bag was probably the worst one I've ever looked through. Nothing great. I got a couple decent finds, but I'm hoping we do well with this one. Hopefully there's some W's to be found. I'd be super happy with silver. Let's see if we can get lucky, guys. I'm going to crack into it. I'll bring you in for any finds. I just cracked into the bag here, and we've got to find pretty quickly here. It's going to be a nose die chip on this one. I don't know if that's going to be a 2022 or 2023 because I found these kind of die chips on both. So let's see. So that one is going to be a 2022. Trying to think of which ones these are the most common on. I want to say it is, I can't even remember. Well, let's take a look at the reverse and just figure out what it's going to be. But there that is, that big chunk of metal on the nose. That's a pretty good find. And that's a Mankiller. I feel like Mankiller is the one that I found a lot of these on. So pretty cool find right off the bat. These are always nice to find. I know for a while they were selling for like $8 to $15, somewhere in there. I don't think they're worth that much now, but they're still cool to find. I am very happy with that. We will take it. Nothing too crazy here, but we have a decent die chip find. We're going to have a 2021 P crossing the Delaware, and we've got a pretty decently sized die chip right there. kind of near the front of the hat. I think that is going to be a stage of the crown die chip, just a very early stage of that. So I will take that. It's got some black gunk all over it, but I'll still keep that, put it in a roll, and save onto it. The die chip streak continues here, guys. So I found quite a few of these Bessie Coleman quarters with just little tiny die chips on the wings of the plane up there. I haven't even kept any of them just because it's such a minor die chip. It's so hard to even see that. But this one, if we can get it in the right lighting here, yeah, you can kind of see it's starting to form into a bigger die chip. You can kind of see the outline of where that bigger die chip would be. It's not a complete big die chip, but it's just kind of the early phases of it. So I think I'll hold on to this one. This is probably the best one I've found yet of this die chip example. So I'll be holding on to that. I also was a little skeptical that this may or may not be a strike through. It doesn't look to be. I think that's just a ding mark, but it caught my eye right off the bat. Well, we got another die chip find here. I'm really hoping we can find a W or something, but you know, you can't complain about this. We've got a 2020 American Samoa, and the little baby bat up top has a die chip on top of his head. I've never seen one like that. So that's pretty cool. Pretty unique little die chip find there. I'm happy with it. I just wish there was that W in the V75 Privy on the other side. That would make this a really valuable coin. We might have a $3, $5 coin right here. That's cool. For once, we are not going to have a die variety or a die chip. I guess we could be a little more specific there. We've got an S-minted business strike quarter here. This is not going to be a proof. It is just a quarter made in San Francisco that was likely for a mint set or a mint roll. Let's take a look and see what design we have here. Frederick Douglass. I don't know if I've ever found this one, so that's kind of cool. I don't find many of these, and they are very low mintage. This is probably around $1 million, maybe under $1 million a little bit. Would have liked to see that W mint mark instead, but at least we're not seeing P or D. I'll take that, put that with my die chips. I've got some coins I'm going to scope here. These are the 2022 P Maya Angelou. You got to look for that doubled earring on the reverse, so I pull those aside. But hopefully we can get some more good finds going. I would love to find a West Point. It's actually going to be a bit of a disappointing hunt if we can't get one, so hopefully we do. We've got another find here. It's nothing crazy, but we do have a pretty uncommon die chip. I haven't seen anything like this before. We got a 2021 P crossing the Delaware, and for once we don't have a die chip on the reverse. It's actually going to be on the obverse. It's just a little one. You can kind of see it by the tie in his ponytail on Washington there. It's right above it, just a little baby die chip there. But I always like finding unique coins like that. It's not one of the common varieties like the bird's nest or anything like that, so kind of neat. I'll probably just throw it in a roll and save onto it. I just like to keep those one-of-a-kind die chips. I've never seen anything like it. Well, I haven't had any really decent finds until now, and I'm almost done with this bag. I'm just kind of picking through the bottom here. Check this out, guys. We've got a 2015, I want to say that's Cumberland Island. I can't really remember what this one is, but all that lettering is gone. That is for sure an error. I don't know what exactly it is. I'm thinking it's a strike through. But this whole corner right here is completely just destroyed. I think that's got to be some kind of strike through. That's pretty sweet though. You don't find stuff like that very often. We got a P minted coin here. I'd say that's for sure the find of the hunt. I got to look into this a little bit more and make sure that's a strike through like I think it is, but I don't really know what other error that could be. Definitely an error though. If that was damage, you'd see some damage on the rim here. You'd also, you can just tell when it's damage really just by looking at coins with errors and that got damaged somehow. Trying to think of how I can explain it. It's just something that comes with experience, I guess. You can just spot these right away. But that's a cool find, guys. Very happy with that. That's a wrap on the bag, and unfortunately, this is probably one of the worst quarter streaks I've had in a while. We didn't get terrible finds here. We got a couple decent ones, but, you know, if I'm not finding W's or silvers or significant errors, it's not a great hunt in my book. We did come away with some keepers though. We got an estimated business strike here. This one was, what is this, Frederick Douglass, 2017. We've got that 2015 Cumberland Island I found at the end with that strike through looking thing on the left side there. That's pretty awesome. And it's in pretty good shape too. It's got some gunk on it, which I'm sure I can get off. But that's a cool error. You don't find stuff like that very often. And we got a 2022P nose die chip right here. This one is a Wilma Mankiller. Moving on to the more minor errors, I would say. We've got a little die chip on the plane right here on this Bessie Coleman. Most of these that I find have tiny die chips right there, but this one, I think I said earlier, looks like it's like kind of the next stage of that die chip. It's getting a little bit bigger. We've got a die chip on this 2020P American Samoa on the top of the little bat's head right there. Never seen anything like that. We've got a small die chip on Washington's hair down there on this 2021P crossing the Delaware. Nose die chip on this 2023P. We got the Drilling George on this 2022 P Maya Angelou. And we've got a little bird's nest right here. This one's kind of near the front of the hat on this 2021P crossing the Delaware. We also got a safety pin, so that was kind of sketchy. I've found a lot of sharp things in bags that you got to be careful about. I found razor blades, I found glass. You got to be careful when you're digging through them sometimes. But yeah, that was a pretty unfortunate hunt. Still not satisfied with this being a video. We haven't had anything amazing yet. So I've got a box of quarters actually with me right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and hunt those, and hopefully, really crossing my fingers, we can get on some better finds. This is a good sign already on roll one. We've got a bird's nest die chip right here on this 2021P crossing the Delaware. These haven't been showing up as much very often lately, so glad to have that one. Roll one, let's keep at it. Roll number 6, we've got another die chip on this 2021P crossing the Delaware. Let's keep at it, see if we can get on some W's or silver. Roll 18 gave us something a little bit interesting. It's not your typical die chip that you would see on one of the corners of the cross here, but we do have some kind of die chip or die crack up here on top of that top portion of the cross, so pretty interesting. I've never seen anything like that, so I'll hold on to it. It's another error find. I'm hoping we can get a W soon. Roll 25, I saw a shiny rim, which got me a little bit excited, but I don't think it's much to be excited about. I think this is a plated quarter. It doesn't look quite Canadian, and it's definitely not silver, so let's see what we got here. Yep, that definitely looks to be plated. We have a P mint mark, and it is a 2010 Yellowstone. So somebody definitely went ahead and plated this one. I'll take it that is a find. Nothing too amazing, but just something different. Something miscellaneous to add to the pile here. I can't believe it, guys. $2,350 worth of quarters. And I finally found a W. I'm on the roll 35 right now. And we got the best one you can possibly find. I saw it reverse facing. Flipped it around. Got that beautiful W. It's not in great shape, but that is the most valuable West Point, and it's a 2019, and those are getting a lot harder to find. So very happy with that find. Honestly, I was like about to start jumping up and down. I could not believe I finally found one. They've been so hard to come by lately. I don't know why, but very happy with that find. I didn't think we'd be able to make a video out of this unless I did like a couple thousand more at this point, but we might be okay with the video at this point. I'm so happy about that. This is so crazy how this works out, guys. We're on the next roll. Only looked at one coin, and we have got a crown die chip here. I've sold a couple of these on eBay recently. One of them sold for $45, the other one for $50. And honestly, those are some of the lowest selling prices I've seen on eBay recently. So I think if the auction goes how I want it to, should be able to get like 60, 65 bucks for this thing. And I probably will sell it. That is so awesome, guys. So we went from pretty much no value in the coins we were finding, maybe a buck or two each, to 60. We'll call this like a $20, $25 coin. $80 plus in quarters within 2 rolls. It's just insane how that goes, guys. coin roll hunting is so random. You just never know what's going to happen. I can't believe that. I hope the second half of this box is just insane. At this rate, it's looking that way. It's looking like it'll be pretty crazy. Roll 38, and we have got a spitting horse die crack error here. If you look at the horse's mouth, we've got a die crack going from that through the A. We probably have to look under the scope, but it's probably going to go like to that R as well. It gets hard to see when it goes further down this way. That's pretty awesome. I haven't found many spitting horses lately, so I'm glad to have that one. Pretty cool find right there. We are really picking up here near the end of the box. So we are on the next roll, and I've got a 2022 P Maya Angelou, and we've got a Drooling George die chip on the mouth, and that's a pretty good sized one. So, I mean, so far in this box, we probably got close to as many finds as we had in that last $1,000 bag. So boxes might be the way to go from now on. I think I told you guys I just made a Bank of America account, and they seem a lot more willing to give me boxes. So this may be my new source of quarters. Honestly, the bags have been horrible lately. Roll 41 now, and we have got a second Delaware 1999 spitting horse die crack error. This one's a little bit better than that last one even. If we hold it up to the light, it's pretty easy to see that die crack coming out of the horse's mouth. So we will take that second spitting horse of the hunt. All right, what a box to end the video here. I'm so happy with the finds here. This box outperformed $2,000 in bags, which is pretty crazy. $500, and we got it done. We did get one W from that box. It's going to be a 2019 American Memorial Park. It's seen better days. It's got some scratches, but altogether it's not in horrible shape. And we've got a nice crown die chip here, 2021 P crossing the Delaware. Big die chip on the hat there. As I said earlier, this is most likely about a $55 all the way up to like $70 quarter. It all depends on the auction and how it performs. So awesome find right there. That one's probably getting posted to eBay if anyone wants to check that out. And then we've got our more minor errors down here. We've got a spitting horse. We've got a 2022 P Maya Angelou with the Drooling George die chip on the mouth. Got something going on here with the San Antonio Missions. I think that's the start of a big die chip up there. You can see right below the I and the O, got that line of metal there. A couple bird's nest die chips on these 2021 P crossing the Delawares right here. Got a second spitting horse. And we got that Yellowstone 2010 plated quarter. So that was a fun box, guys. I think I'm gonna try to go back to that bank and get some more, because that was a pretty good haul for 500 bucks. So I'm sorry for those of you who've watched this whole video. I know the first two bags may have been a bit boring, but that's just the reality of coin hunting. You don't always get big scores, but I'm happy with that score that we got on the last box. That kind of made up for all the boringness of those bags, I guess you could say. So we'll do one final wrap up with all the finds, and yeah, I'll show you guys what else we found. Nothing too impressive, honestly. This was by far the best haul in this box, but we will show the rest regardless. We did get a couple other pretty good finds. We didn't get as many flipped finds as I would have liked. I wanted some more W's. I wanted to maybe see some silver, which I don't keep in flips, but didn't get any silver. But hey, that box made up for the hunt. We did get the W, we did get the crown. Let's dig into the rest of the finds here. I got a leaky bucket flipped up here, 2015 P. Also got some snow on the roof on this one. We've got an estimated business strike. This one is Frederick Douglass. We've got that strike through that was pretty cool. Cumberland Island 2015. And there's the W, AMP. And there's that crown die chip. As far as the more minor finds, I'm not going to really go into depth on these. I've already covered them a couple times, but a bunch of die chips. I found some new ones in there, which was pretty interesting. Couple die cracks. We got some of the spitting horses. We got the plated quarter. You guys have already seen all this stuff, so nothing that you haven't seen before, but it's still a lot of finds for 2,500 bucks in quarters. I think I might have to switch up my game plan though, just because the bags have been really bad. I've told you guys before, there's somebody in my area that's been swapping his searched bags with the bags that the tellers pull off the machines. So he's kind of doing what I do with boxes sometimes. He brings in what he searched, takes the unsearched one, and then I'm left with his scraps. And I think I may have gotten some of his in these batches of bags here, which I don't even understand how he can do it. The bank that I use to get my bags, there's a lot of branches, and somehow he is hitting all of them. I don't think he works. I think he just grabs bags all day. I don't know. It's disappointing, but I'll still find a way to get some finds. Thank you all for watching and bearing with me through these difficult bags. I know this may have not been the most action-packed video, but still got a lot of finds, and I did get some good ones, so I am overall pretty happy with how I did. But thank you all again for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you on the next one.